Well, good day, folks. We're back. We are part 6 or 7, I guess, on the snowblower repair. And the last video that you guys will see before this one would be the starting of the assembly, I believe it is. And then, I don't know what happened, but I didn't get any footage after I installed the crank. So the last video I have is all the cleaning of all the parts. I set the camera up and I turned it on and I started assembly. And here I go talking away for, I don't know, it took about a little over an hour, I guess, but 2 hours maybe to put the motor back together. Get it all back together, and I go to reach for the camera's off. So it's not recording, it wasn't recording. So I don't know what happened, folks. I'm really sorry about that. But I do have the finished motor. I'm going to put it back on the machine now. Hook up all the belts, the pulleys, put the cover back on. I've got everything back in the motor except for oil. So we're going to put in some oil, and then I guess we'll wheel it out the door here and give it a test run, see if it blows up on me. So just give me a second. I'm just going to go grab the motor and we'll put it in place. Should be a heavy one. So that's it. That's how fast you put a motor on a snowblower. Well, technically no. So now, what we need to do is we're just going to bolt it down. Round on. So yeah, so I don't know what happened, folks. I'm so sorry about that. I just got it all together and I'm so proud of it. It went together, you know, fairly easily. I took the camera and I was going to take the SD card out of it and, you know, make that as a video, and then do this video of me doing the final assembly. And I put the card in the computer and nothing. And unfortunately, folks, it happens. I'm not an expert at any of this stuff, nor do I mean to be. But it is what it is. Well, when you get into my age in the 60s, you get kind of forgetful sometimes. And I'm just hoping that with all this work I just did, that it doesn't blow up in my face. I gave it a pull over. It's got good compression. Everything seems to be. And there's only 4 bolts here that holds this down. It's a surface mounted bolts, so Toro did a good job on this part of it. Like the bolts are welded in from underneath. So if I ever broke a bolt, here we go. The handle on the left side there, for some reason, is a little on the loose side. I don't know why. I have no clue why that's doing that. But anyways. Alright, so slide just like this. Yeah, actually, it's not so bad doing some of this stuff. Yeah, so as you can see, folks, it's really, so she goes back together pretty easily. These here ones there, these are just for the. Oh, nice one. Nice one. Why the hell won't that bolt go in there? There's something. Yes, I know. I have an impact gun too. So what do you think, folks? You think it's going to start up? So far, so good, I think. hoping that's as much as she wrote. Now, this little thing goes. So now, we just gotta find our. What have I done with that? Probably threw it back. Well, folks, what do you think? Now, engine oil, I'm going to assume 520 or 530. I think 520 would be fine. Or I think 530. It's an old engine. And it should take what? What are you thinking? A little over a liter? I watched somebody do something yesterday there, and it did 1.3 liters. We're reading can always drain a bit out. Pretty easy on this machine. Well, folks, I wonder. Usually, it used to start real easy. I mean, real easy. So, let's just see. Really, folks? Well, that's a success, I'd say. I don't want to run it in the house because of fumes. What do you think, folks? So there you go. Now, how long it runs, I don't know. But I do know that I've got a lot of snow blowing to do outside. I'm really happy to see that running again. I'm going to let it... I should push it outside and let it run for 10 or 15 minutes or let it get warm. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy about that. So there we go, folks. That's running again. So, just goes to show you that if you really want to do something, just go and do it. I'm at the stage like, what's the worst that could have happened? You know what I mean? The worst that would have happened to me is it didn't run. Let's turn on the light over there. You know what I mean? Worst thing. It didn't work. But it did work. Now, for how long, I don't know. Anyways, like I say, sorry about the mix-up with the camera. It was working fine. I turned it on. I looked at it, saw the red light. And it must have shut off right after. I didn't pay any attention. I got focused into what I was trying to do. And like I say, you take one step at a time. You put in your crank, and you put in your cam, and you put in, you know, you do your gasket. I put that on. Then I did the flywheel on the other side. Got that all taken care of. Put on the carburetor and right till the end. And as you can see, I fired it up and it lit up right away. Now, yes, it probably need a little bit of a fine tuning on the carburetor, but it seems to lit up and ran, which is okay. So that means I did something right. So it's still pretty early here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to throw on my boots and my coat. I'm going to go out and do a quick, just you know, let it, you know, walk up and down the driveway with it a couple times. And then I think tomorrow I got 5 inches of snow here to clear, so that'll be a good test for it. Anyways, folks, I hope you're enjoying the videos I'm doing. As long as this doesn't crap out on me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the next video. I have an 034 that won't start. Or not an 034, an MS-170 still that won't start. It did, and I cleaned it. It ran pretty good for a while, but I haven't used it since July, and I just went to use it a few weeks ago and couldn't get it running. So I got a feeling it's just dirty carburetor. I gotta buy myself one of those ultrasonic tanks here to be doing my carburetor stuff. Hopefully that'll take care of some other things there. But anyways, folks, I'm glad you're hanging out with me there. I'm glad to see that this all worked out good. And, don't be afraid to try something. You can't fail. The only time you fail is if you don't try. Anyways, thanks for showing up and watching and hanging out. If you like it, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs up again. If you want to subscribe, go for it. Hit the bell. Do all that kind of good stuff, and I really do appreciate it. Hope you have an awesome night. Thank you very much for being with me. Have a good one.